Hey guys, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share about my visa interview experience at the US Embassy Nairobi. I want to share about my visa interview experience at the US Embassy Nairobi. I want to share. So my interview was at 7 a.m. I arrived there at around 6:40 a.m. and always ensure that you go earlier, because there's always a queue at the security checkpoint. Always ensure that you go there early enough. So I went there at by 6:40. I was there, and then there was a line, and then I had my baby who had a US passport, so I didn't line because they had indicated if you're a US citizen, you don't line. So I went straight, though the line was so long. I went straight in front and I didn't line. So I went there, and they checked. I passed through the first security checkpoint. They checked my documents. They checked my interview letter. They checked my passport. They checked my baby's passport, and then they let us in. So we were checked, and at the first security checkpoint we passed, and then we went to the second security checkpoint. There was a line there. I didn't line because I had my baby who had a US passport. So it's very, very important. If you have a baby who has a US passport, just go with the baby. That baby will help you. Won't line, even though sometimes the lines are so long over there, you won't line. Just go with the baby and you won't line at all. So I went through the second security checkpoint. I had my phone, I left it there. So there you don't go in with any electronics. If you have any laptop, any phone, you leave it over there. You switch it off and you leave it there. So I left all the electronics over there. Then I went in. I was given a ticket number. After that, I sat outside. I waited for 30 minutes, for like 30 minutes, and then I was called into counter number 9. When I was called into counter number 9, they asked me for my documents, like my birth certificate, my marriage certificate. They asked for financial documents, and updated I-86 form. They asked for IRS transcripts of my spouse and the joint sponsor. They asked for evidence of our marriage. Like I had photos, I had text messages, I had call logs, show that we communicated. I had tickets that we had flown together. So they asked for evidence of our marriage. So I gave them to them. I had a photo album which I gave them. They asked for police certificate, an updated one. I gave them, because normally the police certificate expires after 1 year. So I updated it, and then I gave them the divorce decrees. They asked for them and I gave them. They need original documents. You don't give photocopy, you give original documents. And then they asked for a CRBA document for my baby. I gave it to them, so I gave them all the documents that they needed. And then the person told me, the clerk told me to go and wait to be called again. So with the same number, I went out, and then before I went out, they gave me a pamphlet, an FGM pamphlet to read while I was out there. So I went outside and waited for like 40 minutes. I waited, and then they called me to counter number 7. At the counter number 7, I was told to take an oath, take an oath that everything that I'll say is nothing but the truth. It's going to be nothing but the truth. So I took the oath, and after that, he asked me the questions like, who is the petitioner? I told him my husband's name, and then he asked, where and when did you meet? I answered that, and then he asked, where does he stay in this United States? I told him the address, and then he asked, what does he do in the States? I told him my husband's career. Hello. Then he asked, how did he go to the States? And then I told him the way he went to the States. And then he asked, do you have children together? Then I told him, yeah, we do. I answered the question. And then he asked, what does he do for a living? I answered. And then he said, your visa looks good to go. Congratulations and welcome to America. And he gave me a green paper. I was so happy. That was the happiest moment of my life. Nobody can explain that feeling, especially because this process can be so long, it can be so tiring. So that was the happiest moment of my life. I was so happy. And I remember just taking the documents and going out and crying for a minute, because this process can be so stressful. This process can be so involving. This process can be a lot. For those who are in the process, they can't understand. So I went there outside. I was so happy. My family was there. They were happy with me, you know. And yeah, I am. I thank God for it. And I want to encourage everybody out there, if you're waiting for your visa, if you're waiting for your interview, I know sometimes it can take too long, but hang in there. It's gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be okay. You'll get there. You'll get your visa interview. You'll get your interview and you'll get your visa. That's that for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming to watch. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye.